I am once again so excited, so thankful for the idea of doing these monthly videos of sharing what I'm most excited about that's releasing for the upcoming month. Because man, well, I guess it'd be this month, because I am so excited for several things. Hello friends, happy Wednesday, so very excited that you're here. I'm going to be sharing my top 5 most anticipated releases of July, which was hard because I feel like there's so much that's coming out that I went through the TWST calendar for myself and I was like, let's look and see what gives me the most excitement, the most joy when I see it. I'm like, yes, I need it, that is it. As soon as it arrives, I want to start reading immediately. A little bit harder said than done because there were a few that still sparked a lot of excitement. I'm like, yes, I really want to read that, but when I think again of the most excited, hands down, these 5 are it. I feel very confident in them. So let's go ahead and jump right in. For number 1, to nobody's surprise, I am saying Volume 3 of Glass with a Chance of Delinquent. I love this manga so incredibly much. I shared in my manga news video this week that I have pre-ordered Volume 9 because I'm just so excited that I also need to order it in Japanese, as you can see right here. So I'm collecting the English volumes and the Japanese volumes, and so I'm very excited. Sorry, I said that too many times. I'm eagerly looking forward to reading the physical copy. I'm still surprised that if you read the first 2 volumes in English, or on K-Manga, but you can definitely tell in the English volumes that the series ended at Volume 2. But there was so much love for it and people wanted to keep reading that they brought it back and it's been ongoing ever since. I feel the transition is pretty smooth based off of what I have read on K-Manga, or the amount of times I've read it, and even when I was rereading my Japanese volume, aka looking at the pictures recently, I still feel like it flows really well and definitely would have never guessed that there was actually a break. Like when I read it on K-Manga, I had no idea that the series ended at 2 volumes and then kept going. I think I said at one point that Volume 3 was my favorite volume, but after I was going through Volume 3, I went to Volume 4, 5, yeah, and just kept going, and I don't know what my favorite volume is. I love all of them, I think, pretty equally, so it's hard, yeah, for me to decide, but I'm very excited to see more of the shenanigans with Momo, the things that unfolded, because the ending of Volume 2 was so incredibly cute, and I know it's just going to keep getting cuter, and I am here, I am seated to keep rereading this series, but now with the physicals. For number 2, this is not a shoujo. I was gonna do all shoujo, but y'all, I cannot leave out that new Twisted Wonderland manga that is coming. Y'all, when I have done like the character quizzes or like the test, like what dorm would you be in, it would be this dorm. So I have to rep my house warden, Azul, right here on the cover. I am so excited. I've been playing this sort of latest semi-update because we just got a new update in the app in the game, and I haven't read that one because I'm still on the previous update of it. But man, seeing Jade and Floyd, who I absolutely love though, I love Jade out of the 3. Like, he's one of my best boys. I don't talk about him very often because Ducey and Idia and Ortho and Jack, those are like my ultimate faves right there. But Jade is still in the top 5, but seeing them has made my day. Seeing how they treat one another is just something else. And so being able to come back to this series, or back to this story, but in manga form, is everything. The main character, has been different for each of the different books in the physical. So like if I had my copies, I would show you. So like the one with Riddle, there's a different you, and then the one that's Leona is a different you, and now we have a different one, and I absolutely love him. He is so precious. From all of the spoilers I've seen, this is another manga that typically I try and really avoid spoilers, but with Twisted Wonderland, I'm like, feed me all day. And I just look at all of them. So this one roughly be about where you comes into this world, and he's going to be interacting with Azul and Jade and Floyd. And the thing is, when you meet some of the characters, Azul has this ability, this magical ability, where he can form a contract with you, similar to Ursula from The Little Mermaid, because this story is inspired based off of that. And so if you enter into a contract, you give him something and he will give you something. For this case, he's willing to give a study guide as long as they give him something back in return. And it's more or less they have to do whatever he says, and they get these little things on their head and they look such like goofy goobers. I feel bad saying that because Juicy is one of the people affected, but it's going to be that story, that arc, however you want to say it, and seeing how Azul's going to get to a point where he's just going to be completely unhinged. I am still so thankful that Viz Media licensed this series. It was such a win for me. I am hyped. I'm stoked. I'm ready. I hope that it comes early because I really want to do a first impression on this. I did a first impression on the one with Leona with Volume 1, and so I want to continue that trend because I think I also did a first impression with the one with Riddle, so I have to keep the trend going, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it all works out and my copy gets shipped early. Hasn't yet, but you know, fingers crossed that it actually will. So I guess to be determined or to be announced, but just know I'm very, very excited for this. For number 3, this is actually a manhwa and I have read it before and it's called What It Means to Be You. I shared a little bit recently with my Patreon and channel members in the latest video that I uploaded, I think on Tuesday, of how much I love this manhwa, of how much it means to me. I was in a really dark place when I read this because it got licensed. I decided to give it a try because I had never heard of it before. Honestly, whenever there's a new manhwa, if it's not on like the mature rating side, that I always like giving it a shot just to see if at least if it's geared towards a female audience. I tried it and y'all, this story wrecked me. I didn't read all of it. I'm not really even sure how many chapters I read or what that would be for the English volume, but it's about a young woman. I think her name is Violet and she is gonna get married to this young man. Her family is of a noble standing, but there's something happens. She marries this man, I forget his name, but if she marries the male lead, then that would improve the standing of her family. But here's the thing. Her family does this really shady move and they like take back or something, get rid of their noble standing. It was really weird how they did it. Not fully sure of all the details, but I definitely know that the way that they did it made it look like this marriage was a scam. And so for the next 3 years in this marriage, despite that she is head over heels in love with her husband, it's been really horrible, not because he treats her bad or anything, but because she's being bullied, she's being shamed by everyone around her, and how she handles that. Definitely look at trigger warnings because I think it's very valid. This is a story from what I've read is not a happy read, and usually you guys probably know from what I've shared in the past, I don't go for those kind of stories. I like my fluffy shoujo, but this one just hit at a time where me sobbing my heart out was so powerful for me in those moments, and maybe I'll feel more comfortable in the future of sharing exactly how that was. But this story means so much to me. It's so important to me, and I am eagerly looking forward to reading ahead and desperately hoping that it has a happy ending, because if it doesn't, I am going to sob buckets, because I feel that maybe when you read because I've looked at some reviews on Reddit and people were really harsh on the male lead, and I don't feel like he is putting up any of those red flags, so to speak, where the female lead is in a bad environment because of him. I don't feel it's because of him. I feel it's because of the other people around him that are the problem ultimately, and he's just not knowing how to communicate and express himself well to really be there for the female lead. And I feel like that is where the title comes into play. It is perfect for these characters, and so I truly believe there's going to be this very powerful, hopeful aspect that you're going to see these characters grow and change and really get to know the other person. Like, I feel like this is a series that you have to read for the long haul. I mean, even if it wasn't, I was already invested. Like, I am invested, and my copy's actually on its way, and hopefully by the time this video goes live that it will be in my hands, because I want it so bad. Like, this is one that I try not get too much manhwa because we all know those hefty prices, at least compared to manga, but this is one I'm like, I will get it no matter what, just because of how impactful this story is for me personally. I am thrilled to come back and ready to cry my eyes out when I reread this story again. For number 4, oh my goodness, Taemin's B-Side Volume 8. I also have my pre-order of this. It is shipped. It should be here by the time this video goes live, and I'm so excited. If you've seen my Taemin's B-Side review, you know that I binge read this series hard. I mean, I had to do an emergency order for Volume 6 and 7 because I had to read past my library had. I just fell head over heels for this series. I've loved it, and I'm so excited for this volume because we're finally meeting the last Faves member. We've seen a little bit of him like at the end of Volume 7, and we've definitely seen him in some of the other volumes, but genuinely getting to know him, I feel like that is exactly what Volume 8 is, and I'm ready to see how our female lead is going to interact with him, how he's going to interact with the other Faves members. I've deeply have enjoyed seeing the real sides of all of these characters because nobody is really how they first appear. And when we see Rentaro at the end of Volume 7, I was quite shocked, but seems to be his real self, because his real self feels the opposite, or seems the opposite, of what he projects in the actual Face group and how he presents himself to his fans. So I'm sated. I'm here. I'm ready. I've already told myself that as soon as it arrives, I am reading ASAP because I have missed these characters. They have been so much fun to get to know and just really never expected to be head over heels for Taemin's B-side. Like, it's such a fun series, and I'm definitely glad I came back and gave it a second chance because I am having the time of my life reading it. And for number 5, last but not least, Gazing at the Star Next Door, Volume 6. Oh my gosh, Volume 5 was everything. And Volume 4 just devastated me, wrecked my heart. Volume 5 put all the pieces back together in such a more beautiful way. And I was like, this is the best thing I've read. Like, it was amazing. I was on cloud 9. I read it twice. I loved it. Every volume has been incredible. But how Volume 5 was and how happy I was, oh, the expectations are real for Volume 6. I'm like, please don't let there be any heartbreak. Don't let there be any of the things that were in Volume 4. It needs to just smooth sailing. I know it ain't. I know deep down it's not, but I can still hope for that, okay? I can still be Delulu and hope for that. But I truly hope it will be on the up and up, and I'm very excited just to see the results of everything that unfolded in Volume 5. Like, I need to see it. I'm here for it. I'm happy about it, and I just can't wait. I've been hoping that my volume would, you know, ship early because the past 2 volumes, every time I've gotten it, I like instantly open the box that the book comes in and I start reading. I don't sit down. I'm still holding the box like under my arm or putting it on the floor, and I just get to reading. Yeah, I've done that twice because with Volume 4, I forgot to eat lunch. I was getting lunch ready and then the mail came and I was like, oh, I'll just read a little bit. Y'all, it turned to a whole thing. I didn't get anything done. Remember sitting on my couch? It was quite the experience of, yeah, just sitting there and being in shock and not knowing what to do and then knowing the wait for Volume 5. But thankfully, the wait for Volume 6 felt a little bit shorter because of those things that went down in Volume 5. Those good things, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm very, very interested to see what's going to happen next. Really hoping for good things. And I know even if things get a little bit shaky, a little bit dicey, I know it's still going to be good things. Like, I have faith, I have confidence in this creator that all is going to be okay. And as you can see, I'm very over the moon hyped for all of these reads. I would highly recommend all of them, you know, either Volume 1 or a newer series, either or. Like, all of them are really, really good. And I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. Like, July is stacked for good things. I can't wait for it to be stacked with reading. You know what I mean? Like, yes, bring it on. But I would love to hear from you, friends. Are any of these on your TBR? Are you reading any of these series? Do you have maybe some recommendations of like, Laura, check this out, because I'm a little bit stressed about what I'm going to do for the first impression manga video. So if you have any suggestions, don't hesitate to let your girl know, because it helped me feel a lot better. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!